What is up, guys? I'm your Alex here, and welcome to an episode of Minecraft Survival on my 1.18 server. As you can see, I've been playing a bit with a friend, and probably some friends, once I shout at them to get on here, and it's going pretty well. Now, this is the spawn village, and as you can see, it's not too small, but it's not that big. Really, to be honest, there's about 5 or 6 houses, a church, and a windmill, and that's about it. And there's also a village down there with one villager in, but that's about it. Now, I was meaning to record this, but I haven't, because technically this is a spawn village, and not much has really happened that's technical here, like smelting and auto smelters and mob farms and whatnot, and I think that's the real meat and potatoes of this entire endeavour. That I don't think really matters, to be honest. So I'm going to go through what each of these buildings are and what they do or don't do, and whether they look very nice. Okay, so first off, the first thing I built was this building, and this is essentially a miner's cabin or hut or whatever. They've got all your stones and your bricks and all the ores and minerals, and that leads down into a tiny auto smelter here that just does about 5 things in a blast furnace and can't smelt cobble, which is why we've got this chest here. These are empty. That's fine. Don't worry about it. There's loads of copper downstairs. All good. So yeah, I've updated this a bit. I added the second basement because this is the first basement. And here is technically the ground floor, but whatever. Lovely balcony. As you can see, it's a very medieval place. So yeah, there's a miner's hut. And I thought this dripstone looked pretty cool, so I thought I'd add it in, and it kind of drips water every now and again, and it's awesome. I also figured out how to make chains and lanterns, because I had no idea what to do with those before. But they look really nice, and they work much better than just random torches dotted around the place. It's not too highly decorated inside, but it's cool. It's got some bushes in it, and that's nice. Now, the second building I built, which was technically at the same point, was kind of like a farmhouse, because there were rows of these berry bushes out here that looked absolutely horrible, but they were necessary for survival because there weren't any cows anywhere, and there still aren't here. So yeah, the upstairs is reasonable. I used these trapdoors to make the building slightly 1 block larger than it can be. As you can see over here, this should be full 1 block there, and we'd only have like 2 blocks of space, but now we have 4. And 5, because I extended this when I removed the berry bush, so it's nice. So we've got some food stuffs in there, which kind of works very well. And I redesigned this berry bush farm into a smaller berry bush farm, but kind of almost a village square with a tree in it, and lovely next to the church. And that works really well for the aesthetic fitting in. Now moving on, we've got this log cabin, and this is essentially some kind of woodcutter's cabin. So obviously it's made completely of wood, and this was the third building I now built. I think it looks quite nice. You've got lots of berry bushes around here. Obviously eating these berries takes a long time, is horrible. You can see it's definitely a log cabin. You've got the actual wood log shed. It's kind of a log shed really. The cabin's upstairs, but down here you've got the shed bit where there should be loads of barrels and chests here full of wood. But I thought initially that that'd be enough, but then I moved away from that and created this more detailed area which fits many more items in than requiring you to have to go round and down under there. It's much easier to get stuff this way. And upstairs there's only a bed. We'll renovate that at some point, but now it's a thing to leave. Next thing me and my friend built, and me and my friend actually built, because he hadn't built anything so far. I only got him on at this point. So we built this kind of like, what do you call this? An azalea place? I don't know. With whatever these are, and some moss. This was nice. I had a lot of design input into this. It took a few days to build. It's almost a watchtower. Well, I'll show you when we get to the top. So on the inside we have some holy water, obviously, a lot of it, enough to take a bath in it actually. Splish, splash, I was taking a bath in the holy water. Anyway, yes, a lot of iconography and pews. which I might change up the colour actually, because they're not, they match into the floor too much, and I don't think they should. I think the floor should be stone there. Anyway, you come up here and you've got whatever the lectern-y bit, and an enchanting table, which is completely useless at the moment because we've got no cows and no leather and no books. It's a nightmare. And down here is just an undercarriage bit. Through here, though, is the crypt, which is both really dark and really bright at the same time. It's kind of a weird one, this. And it links up to the underground tunnels. I shall show at some point. Yeah, up here we've got the bell tower, and I'll show you what it looks like looking over the wilderness. As you can see, this is a massive watchtower, and you can see for miles around when your render distance is on 32, as mine is. Now, this place is actually just almost completely spruce and tiger, which is insane. But once you get over there, there's more plains, and over there there's some birch and some dark oak that I've explored somewhat. Now, I love this bell tower. It kind of works as copper. I don't usually like copper, but this is quite nice. Now let me know if I should keep the shaders when recording, because I know it gets a bit laggy. It's about 40, 50 FPS rather than 60. So behind the church we've got a graveyard which is completely overrun and overgrown, and this was built by Dylan, mostly. I put in the trees here. Yeah, it's destitute really, it's quite desolate. Although it's not desolate, because that's back here we've got a crypt. And this is kind of an emergent... Oh wait, I was going to link it... I forgot to link it up to the tunnels. Never mind. No, not a crypt, that's a tomb. That's a tomb, Alex. So behind the church even further we've got the rectory where... this is essentially Dylan's house. He lives here and does stuff and things now and again. And I put these slabs on top of these fires because it muffles it, if you know what I mean. Like sound, it kind of stops most of the smoke going up. Really useful. Cool. So yeah, I'll throw up an image of what I designed this off, and yeah, give feedback. I like feedback. And he put in all the flowers here, so that's nice. It does overlook, and they are nice views out here because we're on top of a hill. Certainly nice. So we're going here. It's pretty empty. The only thing that's up here really is his bed, which is very much unused. Down here we've got basement. Now we can get into the tunnels down here, which he built himself, which is marvellous, frankly. Next thing I built, because he was quite confused at a windmill before he saw it, and then was completely amazed, was this windmill. And I'll throw up what the image that I saw. It was on Reddit. So I built this, and this was kind of the new updated farmstead, you know, where you grind the grain and the wheat and stuff in there in the miller. Yeah, as it turns. Down here it spins the grindstone, literally, I think. Yeah, and it links up to the technical tunnels as well. So yeah. This whole thing's completely unrenovated, basically, apart from a few chests here and there. So if we go to the top here, we can again see for miles around. I'm not going to do the view distance again because that takes forever. But yeah, it's lit up quite nicely, and it works. It works. That's the important thing. Down here takes you to the caves. We don't want to go down there just. So yeah, I built this this farm first of all with this kind of overhang on it, and then decided. The farm's really too small, so built these two, and then went down here and built this one around here, which is a bit. I might lower this by one. So yeah, it's weird this because it goes from not snowy at all to really snowy, and so you have pockets of rain and pockets of snow, and it's a bit annoying because you get onto the top of there, you go up past like Y180, and it begins to rain, and it's just a bit weird. So next we have this trading hall bit, and this is technically the back door, but really it's a front door until we've got more houses over that side. And people can put stuff like Mobs Are Us. That's a nice name, that's a cool name. People can put their items in there, and you can buy them and sell them and whatnot. Eventually I'll put villagers here probably. But yeah, it's just just a nice thing, and the staff can go around the back here and get out. It just works, really. It's still nice. Yeah, Dylan helped me put this roof on, so I thank him. Quite useful in that regard. So we get up here. This is I love this roof. It's high. Don't get me wrong, it's a high roof, and there's a somewhat unnecessary balcony here, but it looks good from the inside. Less so from the outside because it's too tall. But aside from that, looks lovely, especially this kind of conservatory. Not even conservatory, just it's overhanging. I forgot what these are called. It looks nice. That's a bit bland, but it's workable. I think I'll put a lantern there just to brighten it slightly. So yeah, after I built this trading hall, I thought we needed something to fill up this area because we've already got this kind of square area, and it works. It's a bit small, but I might extend it out here slightly. I then decided I would build a blacksmith. Now, I didn't know at all how I was going to build this, and I kind of mixed medieval with Victorian 2 up 2 down houses. It's a bit weird, but in any case, as you can see, it's got fences on the bottom and glass on the top. So, well, one, the glass doesn't break, and two, the more homely bit up here, I'm going to put in stairs, don't question it. The more homely bit up here is going to have, it's nicer, let's just be honest. It's more upmarket than the actual blacksmith area. So yeah, completely unrenovated, but it looks quite nice. And obviously where the fire is outside, it's built up a bit more just so nothing catches fire. And that works for me, that's fine. And I had to Google what all these things were. The stone cutter, whatever one of these is, I've forgotten. And here, haven't finished that. I'm going to put some magma things in there from the nether. We haven't been to the nether. That's how much I've been big on this building, this playthrough. We haven't been to the nether at all. It's really nice. I think it's really well decorated and really well integrated with the house. And obviously we've got a bit on the back, so I might be able to do something here. Kind of a trading bit. But yeah, once we get to the nether, it's gonna be big. Right, so down here in the miner's cabin, we come down to this kind of memorial, not even memorial bit, just this cave bit that Dylan mined out, and I mined out a bit more. So essentially it leads off different places. It leads up to there, it leads over to the church, it leads up to the farmhouse bit, the trapdoory one, and it leads all the way over to the rectory down the back here. It just links up everywhere in a nice and compact way, so you have almost a central hub, so you don't have to go over the top and deal with creepers exploding. Now, this links up to what should be the basement bit of the trading hall, but I haven't done that yet. I will get round to it. It's just a lot of digging out with an iron shovel. So now that I've taken you round essentially what is the complete village, I'll give you an aerial view of what it looks like in spectator mode, and it looks smaller than it does when you're walking around it, which is a bit weird, but at the same time it's kind of cool. So in regards to future plans for this spawn village, I'm going to be planning on putting some kind of town hall around the back here-ish, away from some houses that are going there. Town hall around the back, and just here probably some kind of manor house that actually for the lord or the earl who watches over this place. And then further up, riding up the mountain, we'll have some kind of castle. And that's going to be my base. My actual base, or maybe my spawn base, and then we'll work on some other base far away. That'll work quite well, I think. Now I've turned off my shaders so I can show you what I'm going to be doing, and I need to go over to the plains over there, as you can see just there, and go and grab some cows, and then bring them back here and actually set up some kind of semi-auto or automatic cow farm. And then obviously I need to do that with sheep as well, so I can get at least some kind of infinite or semi-infinite supply of wool. And I'll probably figure out a place to put that farm. We'll probably have some kind of overground farm and then some kind of underground farm that actually is some kind of camp. Well, I say camp. It's a butcher's. It's a butcher shop. Let's be candid about it. So yeah, I'll probably have this on one of these slopes, probably around the back there, because that's a less steep gradient when going down. So yeah, that'll be nice. So I'll do that first of all and set up the auto wool farm or whatever. And then I'll probably need to go to the Nether and sort out some of that nonsense. So in relation to that, I think I'll go grab the cows and then create some kind of short montagey thing about how much of a nightmare it was to get them and bring them back. And I'll get back to you. Now before we head out, all I need to do is enchant some new stuff. So sharp 1 and breaking 1, efficiency 1. So, yeah, until I get some proper bookshelves around there with this cow farm that I'm going to get, we're going to have crap gear all round. I've just figured out this genius idea of building a tunnel that takes us right down to the bottom here. The only issue is I need to know what Y level it is so I can come out of the tunnel. So as you can see here, I can head to Y80 and this will do us very nicely. Right, so there we have it. Although not thoroughly lit up, and I need to mine some of this, it'll work. Unless there's mobs there, in which case, well, it's the end. The moment has been prepared for. Right, so now what I need to do is build a pen, just to keep them in, just for a small period of time. Otherwise, they will inevitably get out, and I do not want that. Now, a cool tip if you're trying to find animals, F3 and B will enable hitboxes, and that will allow you to see the dogs. Although it should allow us. This should work. It doesn't, apparently. Hang on. Bees! I haven't seen bees before. What do they do? I genuinely have no idea what bees actually do. I'm sure there's something to do with honey. But aside from that, I've got absolutely no idea. There's probably a beehive down here. Ooh, careful. I just don't know where. Hello? Oh, there. I think he might have been slightly angry at me. Ooh! What's this? Some kind of portal. I think Dylan may have been here. And he tried to fix the portal. Is the wrong shape anyway, but never mind. I'm going to do the smart thing, and instead of getting the cows first, we're going to get the sheep first, because sheep give us both wool and food, and that's going to be, well, it's going to be critical being able to do these farms. So we'll do wool first, and this will be a nightmare, so I'll speed this up. Right, you naive fools, get in peasant cage. So that wasn't as bad as I'd imagined, but now I need to do it for cows, and cows are bigger and more clunky. And then I need to do it for pigs and chickens, and then I need to move them all the way over there onto that side of the mountain. And then I need to build farms for them. So, wonderful. Right, so I'll show you where I'm planning on having these farms. They're probably going to be somewhere around there, because you have this kind of slight cliff. It's basically a cliff. How do I get up? Ow. It's basically a cliff here, and then it kind of flattens out. So probably down there, we're going to have each sheep and cows and whatnot. And that'll be the nice farm. All the cows and sheep who goes are just for aesthetic purposes, but all the other ones, they'll probably be dug into this mountain and farms made of. Now, bearing in mind, these are the spawn farms, so they're not going to be too big or grandiose, but when it comes to my base in the castle over there, then we can do 16 coloured automatic wool farms and all of that good stuff. But for the moment, we're going to go easy. Maybe a white wool farm and just a small beef farm. It's automatic. So next episode, I'll have got the cows and I'll be creating the farms over there, way over there. And I'll also be creating probably the cow and the sheep automatic cooking and eating farm. As well as the wool farm. That's an important one because we need beds for all these houses, and I've been finding it quite difficult to get enough beds, and it's a bit of a nightmare. I'll probably design some kind of my own wool farm because I know the thing that sheep needs to grow back their wool is eating grass, so presumably I'll have to spread some grass underground and then have that spread to a block just slightly above that the sheep can eat. And then the cycle can repeat itself, and we can just go down there now and again and just use the shears and get the wool off them, and that'll be perfect. It's going to be a bit more brutal for the killing the cows, but aside from that, it's going to be fun and happy. Okay, well, thank you for watching this episode of Survival Minecraft in 1.18. Probably in episode 3 we'll go massive caving spree, getting some proper diamonds and sorting out some kind of proper strip mine down here, because it is terrible. There just isn't a mine. It's just one block going down to minus 64 in a staircase, and there's no stairs on it or anything. You can't get down or anything. It's a nightmare. So that's what I'll be planning to do in the next couple of episodes. So I thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.